Hello viewer, come on in and welcome to 54A. Oh, there you are then. Right, first of all, apologies for not being around for so long. Circumstances beyond my control, it happens to me now and again. And I'm back now, taking it easy, but as you'll see, the project I'm doing today isn't very big. Don't want to lift anything too heavy. Right, first of all, massive thank you to Dawn Mason, who has designed and sent me my new workshop logo, which you probably saw in the opening titles. Thank you very much, Dawn. That will be on all the titles from now on. Very grateful for that. Next, what have I got? A new piece of kit in the workshop. And that is it. Lovely big grinder with two CBN wheels on. Got the 80 grit on this side and the 180 grit on this side. It's a superb setup. I bought the grinder a while ago, but I had to wait quite a few weeks before I could get the wheels. They weren't in stock, so but it's all up and running now. This 180 grit is absolutely superb for honing your tools, giving it that fresh edge that you need. The 80 grit is quite a vicious wheel and mainly used for profiling your tools and then finish them off on the 180 grit. It's a superb piece of kit, and once it's switched on, when you switch it off, it takes 3.5 minutes just to actually come to a stop. So really pleased with that. Got all my jigs set up on it now, and been playing around with that for a bit. So that's that. What else have I done? Oh yeah, I've had to put another shelf up, or a couple of shelves for some more wood, and that's about it. So back to today's project. Right, a small ash bowl, a little 6-inch blank by about 1.5 inches. And now, to save a bit of time on the video, I've already got it set up on a glue chuck, which is set in my eccentric chuck. Also, I want the actual bowl part to be off centre slightly, so I hope that works. All I've got to do is get to work on it, I suppose. Right, what I've just done is I've just off centred the chuck now, and that is the actual centre of it as it is now, if you get what I mean, that little mark there. And I worked off that because I want these screw holes are going to disappear. That was when I was holding a faceplate on it. So I've marked out, that's the dish, that's the bowl bit. And got to dig that out. Should be full. Right, I'll just get kitted up and away we go. It's not actually as frightening as it sounds. It's not actually as frightening as it sounds. Well, I've got rid of all the screw holes just about, and just want some finishing cuts on it now. I can't go much deeper, it's not a very deep piece of wood. Right, so I might go a fraction deeper, but basically going to concentrate on getting some finishing cuts now, just with the side of the bowl gouge, and I might use the side scraper as well. See how it goes. Tiny little catch there, but yep, I think I got away with it. I know what caused the catch, I didn't have my tongue out at the time. Right, that's just about good enough for sanding now. I know it may sound pretty obvious, but you've got to sand the bowl off before you re-centralise the chuck, otherwise you're never going to get that sanded. I'm using this stuff called Turner's Mesh. It comes in a box with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different grits, and I like it because if it clogs up, just give it a little flick and you've got a new piece again. Next stage is to apply some sanding sealer to the bowl, not the outside, just there, and then the old Yorkshire Grit, of course. I use a mixture of cellulose sanding sealer and thinners, and I do it about 60-40, something like that, 70-30. You just get your own mixture how you like it. This is just about the right consistency for me. Give it a good dose of that. Let it dry, and then on with the grit. And off with the grit. Now I watched a video of a chap over in Canada, I won't mention his name, trying out Yorkshire Grit for the first time recently, and he basically sanded down to, I don't know, about 400 or 600, gave it a quick coat of Yorkshire Grit, rubbed it in and buffed it off, and the results were very good indeed. But the whole idea of this, you only need to sand down to 240 grit. It's in the instructions. If you follow the instructions, you'll get a good finish. The whole idea is to save on the sanding. Just work it in for a minute or two before you turn the lathe on. Get it well into the wood. Then turn the lathe on, another minute or so. Faster, another minute or so, then you're away then. what's wrong with that? Lovely finish. Give it some polish now. Oh, now what polish shall I use? I know what I'm not going to use. I think that's a pretty good finish on that. Very nice. It's just my own polish. Have a go at making some yourself. It's easy enough and cheap. Right, I've finished with the eccentric side of the chuck now, so I can get rid of that and centralise the bowl back in the chuck. Keep saying it, but keep your tool rest nice and close. Just using a little 10mm round carbide there, just to put the tiniest of a foot on the little bowl. Want a bit more work yet, but we're nearly there with the shape, I think. Right, set up back to the front now. Back to the front. Well, you know what I mean. I'm going to skim this off, and I'm going to just shape it down slightly, so it's not dead level, I hope. See how we're getting on. That's cutting very nicely. Just getting that nice little slope that I want. A little bit more work and that'll be done, I think. Right, that's about as good as I can get it. But there's a nasty crack appeared there. But I'm not going to bother doing anything about it for the object of this little exercise. I'm going to take it over now to the bench and get the pyrography machine out. Right, what I'm going to do is burn the grain and it really makes it stand out then. going to leave the bowl. I'm just going to burn the grain up to the edge of the bowl part, and then see what it looks like. Actually, I have had a bit of a practice on another piece and it looked okay, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. One thing about this, you haven't got to be an expert to do it. I think anybody can follow a line. And the silence is deafening. Oh no, how many people have their tongue sticking out when they're doing something like this? You may have noticed in the new opening sequence I've got, one of the sponsors has gone, and that's entirely my doing. There's been no argument, so don't make something out of nothing. It's entirely up to me. I feel that if you're going to sponsor somebody's channel, you should at least give them some backup and look after them. A phone call maybe, or an email now and again, just, are you still pleased with the product? Is there anything I can do? But when you're getting none of that, it's time to call it a day. If you're going to sponsor my channel, at least be decent about it. So that's sorted out anyway. Right, that's it. The next stage, I'm going to just add, you see I've just started, a little bit of shading, just to soften the lines up a bit. And then when it's sanded down as well, it should look even better. So I've changed the tip to one of these like spoon type tips. And I'll just quickly rub over the edge of each line. Not too much pressure. Just depends how deep you want the effect really, but I just want a little bit of shading on each line. Nothing too fancy. So it just takes that edge off. Right, that's basically it. I'm just going to take it over to the lathe now and give it a final sanding just to soften these lines up a little bit and polish it up. Let's see what it looks like. Finished. Just a light sanding down to 240, bit of the old Yorkshire Grit on it, a quick coat of polish, nice sheen on that there, and nice little shape to it. Finish the back of it up as well. Nice little bit of wood that, except for that little split which I can't even find now. Oh, it's up there. But I'm going to leave that, not too bothered about that. It's just an exercise to see the effect you can get. Just make it look a little bit different. I think that's come out quite well, and yeah, not bad at all. Hang on a sec. Right, I've been doing another one. This is the one I'm practicing on. This is a bit of sycamore. I've just done the lines and started doing a bit of shading. But this bowl's more sweeping instead of having that edge to it. I've rounded it right off, so I've gone right in with the grain pattern. So you can do it to all kinds of wood really. That'll look quite nice when it's all shaded in properly. Okay, that's it. Right then. much a lot. It's been great to get back in and do a bit of turning, and I'm really pleased with that little bowl, how it's turned out. I'll definitely do that again. Might even sort of put a background colour on it next time, a wash. Now what's happening? First of all, me and Sheila have got a little motorhome and we're hoping to do quite a bit of travelling this year around the country. So if any of you know of any sort of half decent campsites in your area, let me know, and we'll try and get there, and you can come and meet Sheila if you want. Have a cup of her famous tea or coffee, meet the dogs, and I'll be there, so you can't have everything. And it'd be nice to meet up with some of you that can't get to these meetings. So that's it. If you let us know of any campsites, that would be great. Thank you very much. We will be at I will be at Maker Central on May the 5th, the Saturday, having a good browse around, and we'll both be at that Coventry UKIS thing on the Saturday as well. She only wants to go to one a year, you know. She doesn't want to go to the one in Birmingham, so that's that. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I've certainly enjoyed being back in the workshop. And thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon, hopefully, for another one. Bye now.